a different thing when we talk about goal setting, intention setting, desiring something. It's different with expectation. So we want to, so when we're, so in my coaching calls with my clients, or in my group coaching calls, or so when we do coaching, so what it is, so coaching is I want a result. Something is not working in my life, and there is a positive result that I could have. And working towards that result, we need to set some goals, we need to set some intentions, and we need to start working on what it is that we have to achieve. So there is like breaking down the steps to success. So that is goal setting and having a clear intention. That's what we talk about a lot, especially around the new moon. We talk about intention setting and why intention setting is really important. What we're talking about today, though, is that when we set our intentions, when we set our goals, when we do the actions that we have to do in order for our goals to be achieved, there is something that can get in the way. And what can get in the way is the expectation. And expectation, a lot of times, seems like a healthy thing to do. It seems like, that it's part of the game, right? When I desire something, I'm expecting it to go right. I'm expecting it to go in one way. But the thing with expectations is that it literally keeps us in the vibration of needing. It keeps us in the vibration of not having. When I have the expectation, it means that I'm not allowing myself to receive anything that is outside of the outcome that so basically you have an outcome, but the way you can receive that outcome, let's say more clients, can be through different ways. You're gonna do the actions, you're gonna do the grounded business plan, you're gonna do all the things that you need to do, but without expectation. And why that is. You don't need expectation for you to be productive. You don't need expectation to be efficient. And especially when you're working with future pacing and manifestation techniques along with your grounded plan, expectations can really attach you to the result. And when we're attached to the result, we don't see clearly. We don't see clearly because we are attached to the need of having it. When we work from a place of needing, everybody can sense that. Our clients can sense that, our relationships can sense that, our accountant can sense that. When we act from a place of need, we act from a place of weakness. We don't act from our strength. We don't act from our power. And our inner power and inner strength lie on trust and faith that we're doing the best we can. We're doing the best job. We are doing an excellent job in what it is that we have to be doing. We are excellent. And that's what I always teach my students in my academy. It's not about competition. It's not about perfection. It's about excellence. And if we are excellent with ourselves, we don't need expectation. Expectation is not needed. Being excellent with myself means that I am competing with the better version of myself. And while doing that, when I have done all the work, all the steps, when I have done all the things that I need to be doing, because a lot of us, and I see it in my students and in my clients, we don't set the right goals, and then we don't do the right action. We don't take the right action. But I'm talking about, because we've talked about goal setting, we've talked about right action, we've talked about inspired action. Today I wanted to talk about expectation, because once you've done the goal setting, once you've done the right steps, detach from the expectation of the result. Detach from the needing of having that result. And although that is a very logical thing, because logically, if you do attach to the result, there is a big need behind it, and that need can blind you. And need is one of the things that make people do bad investments, emotional investments, which are not the best, will not bring them the best return on investment. And that's, I'm talking about financial investments here. But also, expectation keeps you in the loop of thinking and believing that you don't have what it is that you want yet. It is it is a place of weakness, and you don't want to be there. So now I'm going to use a lot of esoteric teachings, like Buddhism and other esoteric philosophers, that they always said, detach from the result, detach from whatever it is that you're asking to receive, because that detachment gives you space, more space to think, more space to be able to take more action, clarity, and it also gives you the opportunity to receive something better. And that is the trick. Because when we plan with our logical minds. And as I've said again and again, and I go into it in my academy in such depth that you won't believe it, we have a conscious mind that makes the decisions, which is 0.006%. And then we have the other part of our mind, which is the powerful side of our mind that we're not using right now. It's the unconscious mind, and it's the 99.994%. And so when we are detached from expectation, what happens is we are allowing the other part of our minds, which is unlimited in comparison to our conscious mind, to send us new information, new ideas, and new opportunities that are, so we're still going towards our goal. We're still, focusing on our intention, but we're detaching from expectation. And that is a thing that I had to learn as a solo entrepreneur. And it's not the easiest thing to do, but definitely it is one of the most grounding things that I've ever done in my life. As soon as I detached from expectations, I stepped into that place in myself that already has everything. So when I'm not in an expectation mode, I believe more in myself. I'm more grounded. I have better clarity, and a lot of the times I see that when I don't have expectations, there are things in my journey that I don't need. I don't need those things in my journey. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't need this. Goodbye. I don't need this. Goodbye. So losing expectation is also the best way to find clear mind. It's the best way to become cool-headed, and it's the best way to step into that business, even if you're not a businessman. A lot of times I tell my clients, and that's something I teach you in the academy in the 6 weeks, and the English group is still on. For 2 more days, I'm enrolling. So please check it out. Link in my bio. One of the things that I teach is also how to be your own business manager of your life. And we do those things for our businesses, but it's also amazing to start doing it on ourselves, because why not?